Hi, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. We are going to talk to you a little bit about Art Fair Off the Square. Joining us to do that is Bernie Tennis, the board president of the Wisconsin Alliance of Artists and Craftspeople. So nice to have you back.
Great, I'm glad to be here.
Thanks for visiting today. So let's talk a little bit about Art Fair Off the Square. If you haven't been, a great event to attend. What else should people know? And just give us some of the basics, the when and where, of course.
Oh, sure. The Art Fair takes place this year on July 14th and 15th. We are located at Martin Luther King Boulevard and Monona Terrace Esplanade, as always. That's the area right in between the Capitol and Monona Terrace. We're easy to find.
Yes.
It's put on by the Wisconsin Alliance of Artists and Craftspeople, or WAC, as we refer to us when we pronounce our acronym. We'll be there on 9 to 6 on Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday. This year we have a little bit of construction to the northeast of our area with the Judge Doyle project going on there, but we'll be there in full regalia as usual. One easy way to find us might be to park in the Monona Terrace parking ramp, go out the top entrance, and you're right in the midst of our fair, 130 artists, all from Wisconsin.
So incredible. And let's talk a little bit more about the Wisconsin Alliance of Artists and Craftspeople, or WAC. That's my first time hearing it that way. Tell us a little bit about this organization.
Well, the organization was developed in 30 years ago with the purpose of supporting Wisconsin artists, and we do that primarily by mounting two major art fairs in Madison. This fair plus our companion show, the Winter Art Fair Off the Square, in November of each year at Monona Terrace. We support Wisconsin artists, and we are all members. We are controlled by a board of members, and so makes us an organization by and for Wisconsin artists.
So incredible. So for artists out there watching who might be interested in having their artwork displayed at something like this in the future, how do they do that? How does one qualify to be part of Art Fair Off the Square?
Sure. Like all large art fairs, artists go through a rigorous and objective jury process. Artists submit their work for the Art Fair Off the Square to a website early in the year, and a 5-member jury meets to review that work and views it. Artists individually spends a whole day discussing the work and rating, scoring each individual artist, and at the end of the day, the jurors' scores are tabulated, and the highest scoring artists are invited to exhibit at the fair.
Wow, what a process. I bet it's a tough selection process, a tough decision, but...
Very tough sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
You hate to, pick one over the other. It's a very close call.
I know, it's hard to find that cutoff point, I bet. But lots of folks come to these events each and every year and have the opportunity to buy art during these exhibits. So why buy art from Art Fair Off the Square?
Oh, I love answering this question because personally, I buy art to display in our home. And we have a lot of work by Wisconsin artists there. I'm a painter myself, so I'm partial to 2D art, oil painting, watercolors, photography, a batik piece, pastels hanging on our walls, lots of ceramics in our kitchen, an eclectic collection of soup bowls. Much of our living room furniture was produced by a Wisconsin furniture maker who's a member of WAC. And we have a beautiful stained glass piece hanging in a front window done by a Middleton artist. So I buy art for display in our homes, and I think a lot of people do that. And I love the idea that I know the people who made the art, and it was made right here in Wisconsin.
And talk about story piece, too, as you have people over. So many stories and things to talk about with all this artwork displayed in your home.
Oh, yes.
Before we head to break, I want to make sure we talk about highlights at this year's art fair.
Well, we always have some highlights. We had one highlight last year, which was actually a low light when a large sinkhole opened up right in the middle of our location 2 weeks before the fair, and construction crews had to work like crazy to repair it in time for our show, which they fortunately did. But we don't want to repeat that one.
Yeah.
Our highlight, as always, is our featured artist. Every year we pick a featured artist and a featured artwork. This year, this is Gregory Frederick's piece. I love this image of stylized cats, and it will appear on all our promotional materials, including this poster and our t-shirts. You can find more of Gregory's work in booth number 1 at the fair. That's right at the corner of Doty and Martin Luther King Boulevard. And come check out his work and all the work of 129 other artists, Wisconsin artists.
Wow, what a collection of art and artists. Well, again, this is Art Fair Off the Square, July 14th to 15th, and right between the Capitol and Monona Terrace. I like your suggestion of parking at Monona Terrace. Head out the top, and there you are in the midst of it all. Bernie Tennis with the Wisconsin Alliance of Artists and Craftspeople. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for watching Talk of the Town. We've got more coming up after the break.